Okay, today we're going to learn how to make sourdough bread in one day with the use of the bread machine, which really makes it a lot easier. And we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. This is our recipe that we're going to be using for today for our sourdough bread. Notice that we're going to be using 100 grams of starter. And here's our procedure that we're going to be using today. We're going to start at 6:30 in the morning, and that's when we're going to feed our starter, and we're going to be done with our bread at 4 p.m. First thing we're going to do is 6:30 in the morning, and we're going to feed our starter. And that's the material that you're going to need to feed your starter. Get over there. This is the material that we're going to use to feed our starter. This is half bread flour and half wheat flour. That's a combination of that. I got water out of the refrigerator. I've got my starter that I just took out of the refrigerator. I have a little small measuring cup. I got 2 big spoons, and I got a kitchen scale. All right, so let's start making it. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to put a little water in this small measuring cup, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds because I want it to be warm when I feed the starter. So into the oven. 15 seconds. Just going to warm that water up a little bit. I want it a little bit warm when I feed it. Okay, it's just warm to the touch, not real, just what I want. Okay, so now I'm going to put my starter on there, take the lid off. I'm going to put it on my scale. I'm going to zero it off so I've got 0 on there. Now we're going to be wanting 100 grams of starter. So that means I'm going to put 60 grams of wheat and bread flour and 60 grams of water. So that'll give me 120. That's a little bit more than what I need, but I like a little bit more. So I'm setting at I'm setting at 0 grams, and I'm going to put, with my spoons, I'm going to put 60 grams of wheat and bread flour in there. $57. All right, 60. Now I'm going to put the water in there. So I want 60 and 60. I want 120 total. Okay, 120. That's good. Now I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to stir it all up real nice. Looks good. Clean the spoon off. Go down the sides because I want to be able to see it. I want to make sure that I'm going to know when it's ready to use, which will be about 3 hours from now. Okay, I'm going to clean my spoon off, and when I do, make sure that you put your disposal on because this stuff gets hard as a rock. And we want the disposal on when we put anything in the sink. So on goes the disposal, down in there, leave it on for just a little bit, make sure it goes down. All right, we're good. Now we'll put our lid back on. I like to put my starter on top of the refrigerator First of all, it's supposedly it's a little warmer up there, and I can also see when it gets bigger. You'll notice that I've got my rubber band on there, so when this is ready to use, it's going to double in size. So I'm going to put it on the refrigerator, and in 3 hours it'll be ready to go. This is the material that they're going to need to make our dough. And you can see there's quite a few things, and I have them on the counter over here, and I'll show you what they look like. We've got a cloth cover that we're going to put over our big bowl when we get the dough made. This is our starter. Notice how it's almost doubled in size. It looks really good. That's ready to go. We've got a flour sifter with flour in it. We've got a little measuring cup we're going to put our water in. This is what we're going to mix our starter and water together with. This is what we're going to put our flour into. This is a whisk that we're going to whisk our starter. This is a pan that I'm going to put water in, and I'm going to put it, bring it to a boil, and I'm going to put that in the oven when we put our dough in there. I got a couple of big spoons. This is bread flour, and then I have my kitchen scale, and then I have our bread machine that's going to help us mix it, and you're going to really like how this works. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to measure off all our ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scale back to 0, and let's start out with, let's do the flour. So I need 450 grams of flour. And so I'm going to 0 that out, and just going to take about 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, and I want 450, so I'm at 420, 440, 450, right on the money. All right, that's good. And then we're going to take our salt, and I'm going to 0 it out. I put it in this little metal container that works nice. And I want 9 grams of salt. Okay. I'll put that in there. I put it right in the flour right off the bat so I don't forget to put it in there. And then we're going to take out our bread machine, our insert, and I'm going to put the flour and the salt in the bread machine right now. So I'm going to tuck it right in there. All right, we're good to go there. Now, all we need is to get our starter and water, and we'll put it in there, and then we're ready to go. Get this out of the road. Okay, so I'm going to 0 that out with my little bowl. Take my starter, it's sitting at 0, and I need 100. I need at least 100. If I'm a little over 100, I don't worry about it, but I want it at least to be 100. Look how nice that looks in there. See how nice and stringy it is? That's just the way we want it. Looks real good, that starter. I'm only halfway home yet. Okay, I'm at 80. That looks about right there. Okay. All right, I got 104. That's good. Just leave it like that. And again, we'll clean things off, make sure, turn on it, disposal. Okay, while I've got that on, I'm going to take my water need 350 grams of water. So I have I forgot to show you, this is water here. So we need 315. So I got a line there that's pretty close to 315. I'll get it there. And now, $3.15. Okay, I'm going to put this in the microwave also for a little bit because I want that water to be kind of warm. So I'm going to put this in there for 35 seconds. If I get that to a nice temperature, then it seems to work better. I'm going to take my water, and I want that pan almost full, and I'm going to start boiling it right now. Put it on high. Okay, 35 seconds. It's not real warm, but it's just about right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit, but maybe not quite a half in the starter, and then I'm going to start mixing it all up. And that you can see that starter is kind of firm, and that's good. I'm going to mix that up real nice. Once I get it mixed up pretty good, then I'll put the rest of the water in. All right, let's get the rest of the water in. Looks good. Put the water in bread machine. You're going to love this because this works so nice with this bread machine. Now I'm going to put it in, pop it back down, and now I'm going to kick this on, and the wheel in there is going to start turning. And that's good. And I've got my sifter here. I'm going to get this dough just like I want it. And so I'm going to kick it on, and you can see it's starting to turn in there. And that's good. And I'll scrape the sides down a little bit with a spoon, make sure the flour gets incorporated. And it's going to be kind of wet. And that's what I'm going to use my sifter for, because when it starts turning around there, I can see that it's going to be a little wet, and I'm going to sift some flour in there to get it just like I want it. So when I touch that dough in there, it's not going to be real sticky. It's going to be easy to handle. And you'll see it when I take it out. It'll come out real easy. So I'll just let it rip around in there for a little bit. I'll push the sides down, make sure that flour gets down in there. You need a bread machine that you can have the door open while it's turning, because you need to be able to sift flour in there. All right, starting to kick around there a little better. You can see that with that. Let's move it over here, maybe where you can see it with that light better. There, now you can see it better. Okay, it's just kicking around a little bit. I'll go down with the sides a little bit. Help it out a little bit. Pretty soon you're going to see it get wet. Starting to do it right now. The more you do this, the more you realize how you want to get your dough too. And so you can see it kind of shiny. That's because it's wet. So I'm going to take my sifter and just put it over the top, and I'm just going to sift it a little bit. And I'll just keep doing that until I get it like I want to. This just makes it so easy to do. Now you can see it. Now you can see it wet. Just a little more sift. Let it rip. Just a little wet on top. A little more water, or more flour. It's looking good. You can touch it, and it's not getting real sticky. So that's just what I want. I'll let it rip around there a little bit longer. So it's not shiny anymore like it was. That means it's drying up a little bit, and I like that. Just a hair sticky still. A little bit more in here. Now I'll just let it go like that. I think it looks good. Yeah. This will run for 10 minutes, but usually I don't need to have it go that long. Okay, now take a look at it now because I'm about ready to take it out of there. And it's looking good. So I'm gonna kill it. It's off. I just take it out. I got my nice big bowl here. I just pop that right out of there. It pops right in there. I just take it a little bit. Tuck it under a little. And we're ready to go. Look how nice that looks. And I'm going to put my top on it. I'm going to go put it in the oven. See my water boiling? So I'm going to put this in. Okay, so in a half an hour, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to do our first pull and folds. And we're going to do 3 of those with 30 minutes in between them. So we're going to wait 30, and then we're going to do our first one, wait 30, do our second one, wait 30 and do our third one, and then we'll put it back in the oven with the water still in there, and we'll leave it in there for 2 hours, and we'll look at it, and by that time it should double in size, and then we're ready to put it into our silicone pans, and I'll show you that too a little later. All right, we're going to do our first pull and tuck, and it's been in there for half an hour. So now I'm just going to pull it over, up, 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 pull it over. All right, I've gone all the way around it. Now what I'm going to do, I like to do this. I don't know if it's necessary or not, but I like to wet my hands a little bit. And I like to take it out and just tuck it under. And I get a real nice round ball. And that's just the way I like it, just like that. And I don't know if you need to do that, but it seems to be working for me. And so that's what I do. All right, so that's number 1, and we're going to do 2 and 3 in a little bit. This goes back in the oven for another 30 minutes. Okay, the bread has been in the oven for 2 hours, and that's with the pan in there. I just left the pan in there with the water, and we took it out, and now we're going to put the dough into the silicone sleeves, and we have the material in front of you that we're going to use, and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so this is the dough that we took out of the oven. We're going to need a flour sifter. We're going to need a pan with a sleeve. a plastic cap to go over the top, and 2 scrapers, and then we have a silicone mat that we're going to use too. So the first thing we want to do is we want to fold it one more time, and then we're going to put it on the mat. And so the first thing I want to do is put a little flour in a little circle up in the left-hand corner, because I'm going to put the flour on there and then I'm going to flip it over. So I got it ready. Now I'm going to fold for the last time. This will be the 4th. Do it all the same way. Okay, so 1, stretch and fold. See how nice that's folding now? It's stretching just like we want it. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, I'm gonna get my hand wet. I'm gonna pull it out of here. The smooth part is down right now. I'm gonna turn it upside down. The smooth part is on top, and I'm gonna put it down on the flour. It looks good. And I'm going to sift a little flour around the edges before I flip it over. I'm gonna take this big scraper. I'm gonna just take it and flip it over. And then I'm gonna take, it's gonna be a little wet around the edges, so I'm gonna sift just around the edges. Make sure my hands are dry. And now I'm gonna tuck it and I'm gonna put it into our pan. So I'm gonna get the flour off the top a little bit. And I'm gonna start tucking it and turning it. It's looking good. Okay, I'm going to take it and lift it over to where there's no flour. And I really like the way this is getting firm on top. And I'm going to make it into an oval so I can put it into the pan. So I'm tucking it, I'm tucking it, and I'm tucking it. I make it as long as I can, and then I'm going to set it into the pan. And that looks good. I'm going to flatten it out a little bit so it'll rise like I want it to in the silicone. We take our plastic top and we put it over like so. And now that's ready to go back into the oven. The pan's still in there. I'm just going to leave it in there, and we're going to put this in there for approximately an hour. Notice what it looks like. There's a little room in here, and when it puffs up, I don't want to get it too far out of there, and you'll see the difference when we take it out of the oven. So that's what it looks like when we put it in the oven. Okay, we just took the dough out of the oven. It's been in there an hour, and I had the pan still in there. I didn't reheat the pan, but I left it in there, and it's been in there for an hour, and we're gonna take it out, and we're gonna put it into the oven. And what you're looking at is the materials that we need to put the dough in the oven. And if you'll move over here, I'll show you what they are. Okay, we got our big Dutch oven, and then I have a rack that goes in the oven that we're going to put the bread on top of. I've got a spray bottle of water. I've got half and half sesame, black and white together, and I have my lamb that I will use to score it. Okay, so here's what the bread looks like as it came out of the oven. It's looking good. It's right along the edge. It's just about right. And so I think it's just exactly where we want it. So I'm going to take it and score it first, my lamb. And I try to keep it at about a 45-degree angle, and we want to just try to just pull it through. Scoring pretty good. I like the way it's scoring. Gonna make a nice, pretty loaf. Okay, so that's what it looks like after we've scored it. Now I'm gonna take and I'm gonna spray it with water. And that's so the sesame seeds will stick. And I'm going to put my sesame seeds on there. And I like it in this pan because the sesame seeds will stay in this pan. And they don't go all over the place. And so it's a lot cleaner setup. All right. Now I'm going to take it, I'm going to take the silicone and I'm just going to take it out and I'm just going to set it right into the pan. And so we'll take this pan and we will put it in the oven. And the rack in the oven is about in the middle, a little lower middle, so it'll fit in there. And I'm going to set it in. And we're going to do a cold start, which means everything is cold right now. Now I'm going to bake at 435 degrees, and it's going to start. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put my timer on for 67 minutes. So timer, 67 minutes. And what we're going to look for is we want that bread to come out at about 200, 201 degrees, somewhere in there, and that'll mean it's done. And we'll look at it, and we'll probably look at it at about 62 minutes, somewhere in there, just to make sure that we're where we want to be. And then we'll probably put it back in and finish it off at 67 minutes. So, okay, we'll see you in an hour. Okay, so we've done 435 for 67 minutes, and we're taking it out of the oven. We're going to check the temperature. I'd like for it to be around 200. Right on the money. So that looks good. I got a nice pretty ear on it. And I'll show you how we take it out of there.
Turn off your microwave. There you go.
Okay, so we'll grab it with our gloves, turn it upside down. Off comes the silicone, and you'll notice the bottom's got a nice little tint to it. It's just about right. So we'll pop it over. And there you go, nice pretty loaf.
Go.
One last touch is I like to put a little butter on top of it so it makes the top softer and it'll make the bread so it's easier to cut. I'll show you what I do. I got spray butter, and I'll just take it and I'll spray it on there. Oops. It's going to make it nice and pretty and softer. See how pretty that gets? Got a nice pretty air. There, now, how's that look? Oh, baby.